The headlines. 2 men are arrested in New York for allegedly operating a Chinese secret police station. Life under military rule. We have a special report from inside Myanmar. One of President Putin's most prominent critics is jailed for 25 years.
What do we want? Fair pay! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Fair pay!
And almost 200,000 hospital appointments cancelled. The impact of last week's strike by junior doctors in England. That the UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is under investigation by the Commissioner of Standards over whether a declaration of interest was open and frank. The probe is related to his wife's childcare firm that she has shares in. A spokesperson for Mr. Sunak says the PM is happy to work with the watchdog to clarify his ministerial interest. Canada's public broadcaster says it's quitting Twitter over a new government-funded label. It says questions its editorial independence. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation says Twitter had added a government-funded media label to its account, branding it the same way as it does major media outlets in authoritarian countries such as Russia or China. The most senior Roman Catholic cleric in Hong Kong is making the first episcopal visit to Beijing in nearly 3 decades. The trip by Bishop Stephen Chow comes weeks after the Chinese government said it had unilaterally installed a bishop in Shanghai.
Here in Washington, Senator Dianne Feinstein is facing pressure to resign because of health concerns. She is 89 years old and has been off of work for the past 2 months with a shingles infection. But she plays a key role in the Senate Judiciary Committee, and her absence means the Senate has not been able to approve President Biden's judicial appointments. There are 14 judicial nominees who are waiting to be confirmed by the committee. Now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's considering a temporary replacement for Senator Feinstein's position. But Democrats need 60 votes in the Senate to do that, and Republican lawmakers have made it clear they won't give them that.
In the United States, an 85-year-old man has been charged after shooting a black teenager who knocked on his door by mistake. 16-year-old Ralph Yarl went to the wrong address in an attempt to pick up his brother in Kansas City on Thursday night. He has now been let out of hospital. The homeowner, Andrew Lester, told police that he thought he was being robbed. Emmanuel Macron says that he's heard the anger of some French citizens over his raising of the retirement age to 64, but insists it's necessary to stop the pension system from going bankrupt. As the president addressed the nation to defend his reforms, street protests continued. And the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, is upping the ante in his tit-for-tat feud with Walt Disney World in Orlando. He's now threatening to build a prison next to the theme park. DeSantis has been piling the pressure on Disney since the company took a stance against his new laws, which stop schools from discussing sexual orientation or gender identity.